Medical malpractice arises when a medical practitioner does something negligently. And the way it works in Pennsylvania and New Jersey is there's a standard of care that a doctor is supposed to exercise depending upon their expertise. We've had cases involving a 20-year-old mother of two whose doctor didn't do the right cancer testing. She developed cervical cancer and passed away. Obviously, the doctor, the family doctor in this case, was given symptoms for years and years and years that he either ignored, didn't understand, but he didn't send her for the testing that was necessary to figure out what had happened there. And as a consequence, tragically, the two children were raised by someone other than their mother. In that case, the doctor operated under the standard of care that a family doctor should have under those circumstances. And if a doctor does that or a medical professional does that, they're responsible for the result of that. In this case, it was very difficult to put a number on something like that, but in this case, making sure that the children were taken care of. So in another medical malpractice case we had, a 65-year-old lady went in for a colonoscopy. And the doctor who performed the colonoscopy perforated her bowel. And as a result of her bowel being perforated, she was having issues for days and days and days after she got sent home. And then eventually she went to the emergency room, and to make a long story short, she developed sepsis, and for months and months and months lingered on and on and on, and then eventually met her demise. And the reason that she met her demise was because various different kinds of practitioners didn't follow the standards and procedures that they should have. And this lady, who was just an incredible woman, and her family was so beautiful together, their lives were shattered forever. So that's another example of medical malpractice. Another example would be if a doctor does a surgery and leaves in a sponge and doesn't take the sponge out, and the person develops a horrendous infection. Obviously, that's medical malpractice.